just look at a couple of case studies. And whether we did start a little bit late, I don't know. We're okay if we go until about 10 minutes more?
You guys okay with 10 more minutes?
Okay. And if you're not, I don't care, absolutely. No, I really don't care. I just want to pick out some examples from Pfizer and their idea farm. So they have got a number of different challenges. This is one they called Off to a Good Start, Improving Structural Alerts. Complex chemical problem. This one, I think this was a process improvement within a particular area. So we don't always have to be solving nutty chemistry problems or technology problems, sometimes it's process problems. New uses for HTS, this is a great one. Very often drugs in market gain a lot of benefit when they have additional claims or additional treatments. You've already made all of the investment in the thing, and the more uses you can find for it, genuine uses for it, the more profitable the drug will become. Well, again, the interesting thing about using the collective power of the masses is that if you've been working on whatever this HTS thing is for whatever the thing is, you probably know exactly how it should be used, and it wouldn't occur to you that you could use it for many other things. By just pushing it out there, you have this abundant diversity of minds who are now taking a look. And you always get better answers. Another one here then is almost like what we call a reverse process. This is Ask the Expert. So pretty much then this is a sort of grassroots collective where people are saying, I have a problem on this, but they're saying I have a problem on this in a community space where effectively the mushrooms are all sitting, they just don't know what the questions are. So this gives you an Ask the Expert type of method. This is another one we're doing a lot of pioneering work. We actually first presented here in this very room around visualization of content. This collective intelligence is not just about text. It's about pictures. It could be about sound, audio, and some of these pictures are deeply rich. These are intelligent, smart beneath the hood pictures. These are chemical drawings and structures. You can find out beneath there, you can say that, okay, your O is not allowed to have 3 binding agents. That doesn't work. You were just making this thing up. It's a smart drawing package. The other thing, and Pfizer recently presented this just yesterday, is that they can then take the molecules, decompose the molecules sort of electronically to work out what are the codes, and then you can actually go into databases around the world to find out how much the molecules cost. And as Pfizer was describing it, this is very powerful because you might end up with a solution, and your review team are looking at this chemistry solution, but if they find out that the core molecule that you need to bake it off is $5,000 a kilo, that's too expensive. If they find out that the molecule instead from the beginning is $40 a kilo, even though the chemistry at the back end might be complicated, it is very cost effective. But now we're creating these hybrid applications combining different data sources together to use collective intelligence. I think, so somebody remind me to do this, it's not just the collective of people, but now it's a collective of different systems and data sets. We're merging things together. This is profound stuff. This is the Mayo Clinic. And this is really where we need to begin, it really highlights the need to have human systems that don't just rely on people working in a computer, but it relies also on face-to-face interaction and trying to integrate into people's work environments. In this particular case, they were looking at how do you reduce the amount of interruptions within the operating theatre, operating room efficiency. The best people to answer the questions are those people that work in the operating theatre. But they're kind of busy because they've got a lot on their hands and stuff and guts and so what we did with them is that we actually had a break room set up for about 3 days with about 20 laptops and some healthy snacks, donuts. I don't think they had donuts. It was pretty much you can either have a cigarette break or you can actually go into the room as a little team and come up with your ideas for improving operating room efficiency. These have been phenomenally successful, but this is a good example of crossover between the virtual world and the physical world. Here's an example of Merck. I've sadly had to become a sort of customer of this thing. So this is a product called Propecia. So Propecia is the only FDA-approved patent male baldness product. And so they came up through their normal marketing process an observation that their highest writing doctors actually had more marketing materials in their waiting rooms. These were dermatologists, so you come in for a nasty skin rash, and then you read a magazine to say, you seem to have no hair, in that case. So what they did there, and this is one of those pioneering hybrids where they started off asking some collective intelligence internally, what ideas do we have around new ways of marketing Propecia in doctors' waiting rooms? We then went outside, so there was like an insulating layer of a regulatory review group saying what can we share with outsiders. Imaginatik worked with a marketing agency to identify about 150 people. These were doctors, these were nurses, and these were receptionists. We call them all doctors. This thing goes into the smarts of doing this. There were a lot of smarts to do this properly. We deliberately called everybody Dr. 123, 129, and the reason for this is that Dr. Cohen probably wouldn't work if Dr. Archimed was also in there. And certainly neither of them would do it if Stephanie from reception was in there as well. By calling them all doctors, we didn't call them all doctors, we called them DR171. We didn't say they were a doctor, but they began to get that misleading impression, kinds of cunning reasons why. These people then began to collaborate. They developed about 85 ideas. One of the ideas that's already implemented is it was done in about 3 months, was a tissue box which had propagate on it. Because somebody had the observation that if you're in a doctor's waiting room, they'll need to go to the toilet at some point. How about we give them a free, a tissue box with propagate on it that sort of describes it. It means they're more likely to take a look. And it worked. It added 11% to the sales